Maxine? What in heaven's name are you? Oh, you mean the mongrel that's always skulking about the bridge? I spent months trying to teach that worthless hound how to fetch, and it sat through every lesson looking at me as if I were an idiot. Man's best friend, my eye. I've always been more fond of cats myself. Jake? Murdered, you say? Oh, yes. Yes, of course. Now I remember. Well, I'm sure the facts will prove me innocent. Keep investigating. You'll see for yourselves in time. My dear girl. My doll. I introduced her to my library when she was a girl. She quickly proved that the preconceptions we humans hold of orcs as savage beasts are patently false. If you're looking for something special, just ask. She knows every book by heart. Papa's smart little cookie.
In fact, I bet you're a real war hero.
Oh, I'm no hero, Esmeralda. I'm just doing my duty, you know, for the Legion.
Well, you certainly are my hero. The rock upon which I may rest my weary soul in these trying and troubled times.
Never fear, milady. As long as I'm around, no hair on your haloed head shall be harmed.
Assure me, dear Septimus, that you haven't been fighting those awful orcs. I can't bear to imagine something would happen to you.
Oh, but don't you worry, milady. We Legionnaires are highly trained soldiers who fear neither orc nor demon.
Oh, but what if you were to be ambushed, caught unawares? Oh, catch me, for I might faint. Should tragedy befall you on the battlefield?
I suppose so. But seeing that I'm neither married, engaged, or attached anyway, I've never bothered to.
Polite, handsome, and single. Don't go anywhere tonight, Legionnaire. I'd be afraid alone in the dark. The hunter returns! I hope you are here to shop rather than sleuth. Listen, if you're going to accuse me of something, you had better find the evidence to back up your ridiculous claims. Starstudy? Do you mean to imply he... The hunter returns! I hope you are here to shop rather than sleuth. Listen, if you're going to accuse me of something, you had better find the evidence to back up your... I am Esmeralda, wife of heard any good tales, my friend?
Legion's greetings, Hunter. So fair and steadfast will I...
About face! To the barracks! Not! Attention! About face! To the barracks! Not! Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew! Again! Those boots in barracks and bridge troops get to shiny recruits!
Sorry, sir.
You think that's funny, Private?
Sir, no, sir.
Attention! About face! To the barracks! Not!
Oh, what now? Yes. Discovered anything? It was stolen? Gods, what a fool that Roberts is. Taking a bribe in beleaguered old Sicil. Ah, what was he going to do with that gold? Buy the largest kipper in the land? He has a lot to answer for. But not as much as the one that did the bribing in the first place. Guess your mission is pretty clear, isn't it? Off you go to find this munificent body snatcher. You suspect the mayor? Dear me, you couldn't be further from the mark if you lay the blame on a paraplegic cow. The man raised a foundling orc out of the goodness of his heart, you dolt. A murder indeed. Evelyn? Master Theriron's apprentice? Nice lass, huh? Brewed me a potion once that cured me of a rash more bothersome than a badger down your breeches. No, she doesn't seem like the type to play hide-and-seek with stiffs to me. You dare stand here and accuse me of involvement in this sordid affair? You dare accuse a captain of the Legion? Get out! Out! Before I have my men erect a gallows and string up a sauce pinata!
one were to reduce the quantity of skull dust by a percentage of 2, perhaps the Oh, a source hunter! Imagine that. Quite a bit more petite than the last of your kind I encountered, aren't you? Yes, by nearly 20 centimeters of tibia, as my memory serves. But no matter. Even if it couldn't spare its heartiest specimen, I'm sure the Order sent the individual with the next highest probability of success. Yeah? Me? Why, I'm more than a little surprised it was I who cured the Duchess of Arata of her unslakable thirst, a simple pinch of atropa belladonna in her morning tea. I who discovered that aging itself can be halted by a single application of cicuta douglasii on the tongue. Not to mention that it's been my guidance that has permitted my apprentice... Yes. If that's how we're referring to the secretive use of a revolutionary healing method she refuses to share with her own master. She's in the other room as we speak. Perhaps you can prevail upon her to offer a demonstration. She's gotten hold of a stone, supposedly capable of fantastic feats of healing, but she won't let me take the briefest look at it. But she claims to have gotten the relic from a little northern town, Silver Glen by name, and that an abbot there blessed it with the power to heal. Utter rubbish, I say. But with these blasted undead haunting the travel routes, I can hardly march up to Silver Glen to learn the truth myself. Well, she certainly possesses a critical eye and an exacting manner when it comes to making difficult medical decisions. I expect she'll be a very successful healer in her own right when the time comes. She is learning from the best, after all. Certainly, what would you like to know? The counsellor. Terrible loss, that. Though we were hardly more than acquaintances, I knew him to be a devoted civil servant. From what I can tell, it seems to be a simple case of jealousy turned violent. The affairs of his wife, Esmeralda, were hardly a secret, you know. I've applied myself to that problem for 2 years and still haven't come a step closer to solving it. I declare it an act of the Almighty's, if I believed in such things. Some events, Source Hunter, can be neither controlled nor understood by mere men.
Healing stone. Interesting indeed.
Nothing sets me on edge like inexplicable
Anybody?
magic.
Neither of you cares to plead for his very existence. Excuse me, this is a private sick room. Who in the name of the Seven do you think you are barging in here? Out, I say, right this instant. I'm sorry. It's this task. I'm just... Who am I to meddle with life and death this way? I'm an apprentice of the healing arts. Healing! But this decision feels like precisely the opposite. I have but one healing stone, you see, and 2 direly wounded men who need it. I've been racking my brain trying to decide on the best method to settle this grave situation, but perhaps it's better off in the hands of an esteemed source hunter. Surely you are more accustomed to weighing life and death than I. What would you like to know? One of the brave few willing to traverse the trade routes plagued by the undead. A young man, but excellent in matters of business, before he fell victim to an orcish club in the north, that is. Thankfully for him, a cattle trader found him, nearly dead, but not quite so, and brought him here straight away. Quite the venerable staple of Sicile, Stephen, and recently blessed with his 3rd grandchild. He was leading a crew of builders when a stray beam struck him in the temple, and only a few days shy of his last day of work before retirement, no less. Nearly everyone in Sicile is familiar with Grinning Stephen, and, as you can imagine, he's quite dear to his family. Yes, a curious relic indeed. I got it from a kindly abbot, Loic by name, in the northern town of Silver Glen. He is of a certain faith, the Immaculates, they call themselves, that espouses the belief that certain stones can heal wounded flesh. I myself was nothing if not skeptical of his claims, but something happened as he handed me the stone. A small cut on my finger instantly healed, leaving no trace of the wound. Needless to say, I was astounded. But it's strange. The stone is only good for a single use at a time before it reverts to a useless, inert state. It takes time to regain its magical properties, and I guard it cautiously. You are? I thank you a million times for your help. Who have you decided should receive...
Tone, soothing a corpse's troubled mind. Can't have gotten far. Tone, soothing a corpse's troubled mind. Can't have gotten far. Those men hardly sound long for this world. What's taking Tenderfoot so long? Soothing a corpse's troubled mind. Can't have gotten far.
Yes, Boris deserves to experience all the pleasures of life that Stephen has already enjoyed.
Boris it is? Yes, I'll deliver the stone. I'm glad we'll get to save one man, but my heart breaks for the other.
Thank the seven.
No, this is highly abnormal. This is lightning.
Sorry, friend. I wish there were enough stones for both of us. I'm feeling stronger already. 1,000 thanks to you, my hero. I promise I won't waste the life you've given me. What will I do? What won't I do? Seeing how short life can be, how easily it can be taken from you. I'll see it all, and after I've climbed every mountain in Rivalon and smooched every girl who'll have me, I'll devote myself to learning the magic that saved me. Everyone deserves to feel the thrill of a renewed life. I'll see you around then. I'm liable to spring out of this bed at any minute.
Can't say I didn't want to live. Wanted it with every fiber of my heart. Not just for my own sake, but for my family, you know. Oh, my Matilda. What'll my sweet Matilda do? Enjoy what remains of your life, will you? Never know when it'll be snatched out from under you.
I don't know what I did to deserve this, but I'm beyond grateful. I don't know what I did to deserve this, but I'm beyond grateful. I feel no pleasure in bidding you farewell, friend.
No, I know it's here somewhere. I don't want to ruin this particular batch.
I don't know what I did to deserve this, but I'm beyond grateful.
Thank you eternally for your help. Though your reaction to the healing stone, I have no idea what to make of it.
Sorry, friend. I wish there were enough stones for both of us. I don't know what I did to deserve this, but I'm beyond
hardly make her worthy of such grave responsibilities.
Sorry, friend. I wish there were enough stones for both of us. I don't know what I did to deserve this, but I'm beyond.
Welcome back, Source Hunters. I've been eagerly expecting you. You found another star stone, haven't you? Go on, go on. Ask me how I know. Aha! Mere child's play when you know what to look for. And luckily, I do. Do you remember when you first arrived on this plane? When the dormant portal that led us to this hall sprang to life? It's happened again, my friend. Another portal has reignited. The end of time is growing by the stone. It's all connected somehow. You, this place, the void, the stones. Soon we'll have unraveled the whole truth. Oh, how I do love a good mystery. You don't imagine that I'd presume to explore it before you? No, that would be most unmannerly. And not to mention, well, No, I'm sure it's nothing. It's just that beyond the portal, I sense a presence that I can't quite account for. It is at once powerful and faint. Perhaps only a shadow, perhaps more. But this is only speculation, of course. Come, let me show you the way. Once you're through, you'll be able to report exactly what we're dealing with.
It cannot be you, but it can only be you, the Guardians, those I deceived, those that deserted, but oh, how weak you have become. as weak as you used to be strong. Look about you. You used to lead, and now you follow, ignorant of your faults and ignorant of your fate, that it has come to this. Woe to the world that it has come to this. He won't believe me, the fiend. But they have come, as I prayed they would. Could they save me?
Well, wouldn't you look fine with a strapping warrior at your side? Or is it mages you prefer? An eagle-eyed ranger? A stealthy pickpocket? Take your pick of my swords for hire. Of course, Chief. But maybe you ought to get rid of some of your old ones first. Never does well to sour one batch in sight of the other.
Creature in there was.
I haven't the foggiest, but the eerie bit is that she seems to know us.
The Lady of Time, the Weaver of History. I am your biggest fan, dear lady. Could I get your autograph?
It shall be my pleasure, certainly. I'll embroider it in the first volume of your all-encompassing chronicles. How might I serve our mission? Ask, and I shall answer. Alas, a hidden answer. I believe that starstones will not lead you to new places of wonder only. Threads I weave, and tales I see. All will I tell. She is one whose history is shrouded in darkness. She is more than a woman, though less than a goddess. She knows you. You have wronged her. She is part of the end, though she longs to be part of endlessness. The threads tell me that once, oh, how many eons lie hidden in so small a word. Once, you strode across that hall in shining armor, a sovereign to all who beheld your might. I can clearly read that armies you have led, demons and dragons you have conquered, that you have ascended. But how can this be now that you stand before me a human, a mortal? How far has your soul fled from the being it used to be? New threads, more threads we need. Ask, and I shall answer, if I can.
Good to see you on the shelter plane. A home away from home, is it not? Most certainly. Ah, yes, the Hall of Heroes. Once upon a time, great feasts were held there in honor of heroes graced by the gods themselves. In that room, mortals and immortals dined side by side. I can't think of a better place to gather new heroes, should you come across such rarities, so that when needed, they can serve you in your quest against the void. Like you, she is a mystery. But she seems to know you, doesn't she? Perhaps you'll meet her again, and we'll learn more about her, and about you. Like the imp said to the ballista operator, shoot!
That is, how can I help you, my friend? Ask freely, my friend. He came to me when I was small. He called to me. Jarrett visited me off. Jarrett is my master and my friend, if you say so, Source Hunter. But take a lesson from the ancient king of Battlestone, who on his deathbed moaned, "Would that I had kept my friends as close as I had kept my enemies."
I assume you address me for a reason, so go on. Speak, and undoubtedly I have answered. You are right and you are wrong, Hunter. Right precisely because I was wronged. As you long have guessed, the wound that ever bleeds was inflicted unto me by one of our species. Though in many ways she was beyond human scope. My station was a high one once, until I was brought very low. I learned among the dregs that men are the same everywhere. Whether they approach you in a back alley reeking of sewer, or the jasmine-scented corridors of royal castles, they smile at you warmly, like friends would, as they fondle their daggers' hilts behind their backs. You are right that I lost affection, but I found it again among the beasts, among the stray cats and street dogs with whom I shared my all too meager meals. Over time, the deer of the forest no longer fled when I approached. Birds would gladly perch upon my hand and eat from my palm. I found among them a serenity unseen amid humanity. There you are wrong, because for them, I harbor a vivid love indeed. Do you now? Yours is this mistake to make, Hunter, and yours is the opportunity to set it right. Until then, I shall reside at the end of time among imps.
Rawr! That is, how can I help you, my friend?
Back again? And I thought you'd never ask.
heard any good tales, my friend? May the hunt continue!
What can I do for you, so only fools believe. Wise creatures know. Yes, I shall rejoin you.
Solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
How intolerable it is to think that all the knowledge of the world is being gathered by an imp. A creature that is no more than the result of a demon's bowel movement imbued with the breath of life. And yet I am a tad jealous of that jabbering little jester. To know all. It is a consummation devoutly to be wished.
I'm straight. I'm true. Arrows by the dozens.
Life without mystery. Life without wonder. What is this pseudo-philosophical flower-child claptrap? The greater one's knowledge, the vaster its extent, the more monumental the questions become that loom on the ever-retreating horizon. Let us learn, Hunter, whether you like it or not, and through wisdom grow ever more mighty.
Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
I'm straight. I'm true. Arrows by the dozens. Get it while it's fresh. These batches only hours of the sea. Hello again. Terribly, that strange reaction you caused. Blue lightning from a healing stone. I've never seen anything like it. And the stone looks different now, too. Like it's devoid of life. I begin to wonder if its magical properties survived your little reaction. Is that so? Well, I handled the corpse myself, indeed, but I hardly knew the man in life. I was shocked when Ahu asked me to come to the crime scene, but Theliron had taken ill, and the responsibility fell to me. I arrived at the inn, where the body lay just where it had fallen. The injuries were like nothing I'd ever seen. A single intricate laceration wove like lace around every inch of his skin. Neither a beginning nor an ending point were discernible. I examined the corpse and recorded what information I could. I personally delivered the corpse the short distance to the mortician's house, As far as I know, everything was, as far as a magical murder is concerned, quite normal.
Cheese, tomatoes.
To what do I owe the repeated pleasure, Source Hunter? The world belongs to the young, they say, and Boris will live to take his piece. Thank you for your help in this matter. Well, she certainly possesses... I expect she'll be a very...
The hunter returns! I hope you are here to shop rather than sleuth. Well, what do you want to know?
Listen, if you're going to accuse me of something, you would better find the evidence.
Let's keep it that way. You think that's funny, Private? Sir, no, sir.
You, again. What about it? Well, have you found any incriminating evidence against her? It was stolen? Yes, yes. Well, I assume it hasn't crawled back to its grave. So have you found any suspect?
Sorry, sir.
Attention! About face! To the barracks! March! Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Attention! About face! To the barracks! March! Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Attention! About face! To the barracks! March! Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Attention! About Sicilian stew. Again! Attention! About face! To the barracks! Notch! Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again!
What? Oh, it's you! What news? My elf? What? Oh, myself! I am Cecil, Mayor of Sicil. What? Oh, it's you! What news? What would you like to discuss? Jake, murder? Most of the townsfolk are certain. As you can imagine, I've known Esmeralda for years. That business between her and the Jew. An all-right bloke, apart from all this Esmeralda. What of what now? Ah, you mean the staff of Pergamon. Yes, yes. I was expecting a shipment of weapons, and among the cargo was this very powerful, very rare staff. I managed to place. Cecil proved an old fool, though. For the merchant slated to deliver it to me has just informed me that the damn thing has gone missing. I fear it may have fallen into the wrong hands. The staff itself contains a shard of an ore, highly valued for its use in the weapons of war. I know use of the material to be forbidden, but I was desperate to do something to aid the townsfolk against his name is Conrad, captain of the Tide Splitter, a merchant ship still docked at the Sicil harbor. You can talk to him if you think it'd help, but I'd quite like to avoid getting the Legion involved, if you don't mind. Well, oh, this is nonsense. I'm the mayor for the 7th sake.
The like of which I doubt you can.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies Sicil's ever seen.
Sauce hunters, eh? All right, if you've got a favourite sheep, best to fry her up now before she gets thieved in the night like me dear plump hogget, the finest in me herd. Throwing that hog in the grinder can hardly make up for the loss of me sweet, succulent hogget, but I admit it softens the sting a bit. I'll buy myself a new lamb and have a fine veal supper in honour of me lost Hoggy Woggy. Gold? How much exactly? Enough to cover the costs in gold and tears of a stolen you, I'd bet.
Let us see if you can choose the finest green.
That's right. If anyone should benefit from this situation, it's Bertia.
Aye, nothing to replace me old girl Hoggett. But I suppose a bit of gold certainly softens the blow. Thanks for that, Source Hunter. I recently sold most of the tender love.
Leave me be, I've a job to...
Legion's greetings, Hunter. So fair a lady, steadfast will I guard. I am Septimus, seventh son.
fish in the sea, but I've got the foulest of them.
Can't have gotten far.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomato.
Portions to be
The hunter returns! I hope you are here to shop rather than sleuth. Listen, if you're gonna accuse me of something, you would better find— I am Esmeralda.
But don't you worry. We Legionnaires are highly trained soldiers who fear neither hawk nor moon.
Oh, but what if you were to be ambushed? Caught unawares? Oh, catch me, for I might faint.
Quiet! No talking to these...
I'll thank you to take a step in another direction. This is the Legion treasure room, and you've no business bothering with it. Your not-so-sterling reputation happens to precede you.
Ah, here to gloat for getting me thrown into this stinking pit. Well, enjoy. I'm sure Sicil is much safer now that Robert, its greatest threat, is locked away.
Let's see. Halibut. Gracious patron, I see your tired eyes looking a bit teary. I've just the potion for that. Or would you prefer a toasty fire spell to dry those vapors?
Let us see if you can choose the finest green.
Oh no, noble friend. Your upper chakras are in desperate need of a good scrubbing. Fortunately for you, my homebrewed tinctures will do the job. Or if you're in the mood for something a bit more electrifying, one of my air scrolls might give your system just the shock it needs. So tell me, Septimus, would your wife or sweetheart be compensated by the Legion should tragedy befall you on the battlefield?
I suppose so. But seeing that I'm neither married, engaged, or attached anywhere, I've never bothered to inquire.
Polite, handsome, and single. Don't go anywhere tonight, Legionnaire. I'd be afraid alone in the dark. Officer, you are kind, Septimus. In fact, I bet you're a real war hero.
Oh, I'm no hero, Esmeralda. I'm just doing my duty.
Well, you certainly are my hero. The rock upon which I may rest my weary soul in these trying and troubled times.
Mm-hmm.